So when did you get the news?
Got the news as I was laying on the floor in the locker room stretching out when I completed my weight cut. And I was down to weight, and I got the news around. Freak, you know what? I got the news after you guys got the news, so it's kind of crappy. It was on the internet already, so I don't know what time you guys got it, but I got like 11 something, closer to noon.
Said on the way up here that you weren't disappointed. You're excited right now.
Nah, that was
obviously that's
that was
a
full of
little
bleep.
bit of a stretch because you really wanted this fight. You lobbied hard for this fight, so tonight's got to feel a little awkward.
Yeah, you know, it's a little awkward because, you know, it's like a lot of uncertainty of what's next and what happens and, you know, what's the next step for me. And obviously I came here prepared very hard for this fight. I wanted this fight. I asked for this fight. I finally got this fight. So I know I was in a position to be dominant tonight. And I thought he was quiet and I was quiet during all the media because we were going to bring it. I thought it was going to outdo every fight and had a potential to be fight at night. So to not be able to, you know, be in the half of some of those bonuses and, you know, go and knock off this guy that's the number one guy was kind of a bittersweet moment. So I'm just trying to be positive, and I think everything happened for a reason. And hopefully, when I talk to Dana later on today, we have a clear path for the chosen one.
Yeah, you said yesterday you could have come out here tonight, fought, got knocked out on the first punch and got your show money. Did you have any more of that conversation with them yet, or is that part of tonight's conversation?
That's a nice conversation. You know, I'm 100% getting my show money, which is a nice gesture, but I do honestly believe that, you know, that's what you get when you show up. So, as I told you earlier, I mean, I could have got thumped in the forehead and knocked out in 12 seconds, and I would have gotten that. I think that I was a professional. This ain't the first time this happened to me. It's actually the second back-to-back time. I came to fight. I trained my butt off. There's a lot of expenses and costs that goes into training camp, time away from my family. You know, I spend $30 to $40, maybe sometimes $50,000 for a training camp. So when you think about, you know, a show money, you know, they don't cut it. So hopefully, you know, Dana says he's gonna take care of it. He's gonna talk to me tonight. Hopefully they have some good news for me when I get downstairs.
You mentioned back-to-back fights with opponents missing weight. You used the word professionalism yesterday in talking about Johny missing. What is it for you, just in general, about weight cutting that either you think guys are doing wrong, you think, you know, needs to get changed, or is it just these guys are doing what they're doing and you're being professional and doing what you have to do every time?
You know, me saying I was professional, I wasn't leaning towards Johny being unprofessional, so I want to get that out there. I know Johny personally. You know, I joked about the wrestling match, but he's a competitor, and that's why I wanted to fight him. He's always came to fight. He is a big guy, struggling to make weight. But with that said, he's never scared to fight anyone. I can't honestly sit here with a straight face and say he's scared, he's ready away from fighting me. I know that not to be the case, but I'm a big welterweight. I weigh 205 pounds walking around on a normal day, so it's sacrifices that I have to make, and I'm leaner than those guys. So him and Kelvin got the fat to lose. So it's like you would think that they would have an easier time losing their weight. So that just shows there's some discipline in those areas in their life. And they're grown men, this is their career, so they got to be accountable for their own actions. But I mean, I think it's also a support system, your coaches, your nutritionists, whoever working with you in that area. I think multiple people failed for that to happen last time and this time. So I just pray he's healthy. You know, he do have three daughters, one on the way. You know, you don't want, you know, we want to fans see, you guys want to see, the crowd wants to see, but you don't want someone, you know, to end up dead trying to make weight, you know. So I pray he's healthy, and like I said before, I'll just see what's next for me.
When you found out the news, there was nothing stopping you from like getting a consolation pizza. What was it that prompted you to, you know, go up there at the weigh-ins and just prove it to everyone that you could make weight?
I had 2 huge bottles of ice water sitting on the dresser, and I was looking at it all day. And I'm like, why am I even doing this? I don't have to freaking make weight. So I said, all right, I'm gonna do a Periscope video. I want the fans to at least see that I was at weight, that I came here and I was lean and ready to fight. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, you know, we might not give the fans the explanation that they want, but this fight was definitely one big part of this card. It was a big part of the pay-per-view. A lot of reasons why people, you know, flew out here, drove here, buying the pay-per-view. So I felt like me going out there and giving them that gesture was just a little bit of explanation, and at least 50% of this card came ready to fight. So that was my emotion. I think it was received well.
You mentioned that the path isn't necessarily clear. There's some possible things that can screw up you getting that next shot. You said yesterday that your next fight is going to be a title fight.
For sure.
Are you willing to just sit out as long as it takes, no matter what? Is there
For
a
sure.
point where you have to just get back in and fight?
No, I think, I can comfortably say I'm a veteran now. If you would ask me that a year or two ago, I would, I'm not the up-and-coming fighter that I once was, but I do feel like, I'm kind of sinking into my own. I got a group of guys around me that are going to get me to the next level. I feel like, why should I consistently have to sacrifice, take the upper hand, take the high road? Why should I go out and risk against another performance and against another guy? I've already, won 4 of my last fights, beat 6 top 10 welterweights. I think that if Johny Hendricks is not currently in the picture, that only leaves me to be in the picture. So, you never know what happened. Guys have injuries, guys might not make it to the fight. I'm just going to be in shape, prepared, and ready to roll.
Hope that you can go and grab another movie role too.
I got a couple actually, I shoot a movie in India. I can't disclose the name of it. One, because I don't remember it. Two, I get in some big trouble. So I got a movie in India. I got a couple commercials. I got a big movie in the U.S. So I got 3 or 4 projects, and then I freeze it because this is not my full-time job right now. I do enjoy it. It is fun. But at the end of the day, we've seen the mixed martial artists that get too caught up into the movies and their career start to lack. So, this is a primary focus for me. But in between fights, I always try to, get in a commercial, a TV show, or a movie.
But it makes that potential break that might be there. Robbie and
sure.
Carlos fighting in January.
If I gotta wait for a little bit, I'm a hustler. I'm a grinder. I'll find stuff, and I won't miss my car note because I'm not fighting. I'll find ways to make money.
Was there any attempt by either your camp or Johnny's to reach out to the other to kind of say anything after the fight was canceled yesterday?
Yeah, I reached out to Johnny yesterday. I talked to him through text message, and I just told him I was praying for him. Hope everything is well. I just know him as a person. I joke around about the fight and stuff, but I knew I was in for a damn war. I didn't think I was just going to have a walk in the park. He honestly is probably the toughest matchup on paper and watching film for me to compete against. So I talked to him. He said, he apologized. I just want you to know I never intended for this to happen this way. I know you came out here to fight. I'm getting better. I got some things I got to figure out. Lifestyle changes. So it was really receptive.
What do you think about Dana saying that he should go to 185? I mean, obviously, if he can get there healthy, we have to see that. But do you think he should go to 185?
My honest opinion is he's too small for 185 height-wise. I think weight-wise, it's not really proportional because he's about my height. We're about 5'9", 5'8", 5'9" football stats. But I don't think that he should go to 185. I don't think he'd be as competitive. I think if he wants to do it, he either make some lifestyle changes, take off some permanent weight that stays off while he's competing, or he retires. That's what I think.
So were you told personally by Dana, like face to face, about the title shot, or?
You know what? Me and Dana haven't talked yet. So you guys have heard more from Dana than I have. I talked to him, and I just didn't think it was appropriate time to talk about money in front of everyone because everyone wants the inside scoop. So I'm going to talk to him here in a second, and we're going to figure out everything. So I haven't had anything confirmed. Everything that I've saw, even as far as Johnny missing weight, I found that out through the media. I saw it on the internet before I knew. So I have not heard anything 100% for him, but he did say I was next in line, but it was very gray on how that next in line step would take.
There have been, we have seen in the past title shots have been promised, and then it hasn't come into fruition. Are you at all worried that it might not happen?
I'm not worried that it won't happen. It's going to eventually happen because I'm a top welterweight, and I feel like through hard work, even through loss, I've always bounced back. I've always came back stronger. That I'm always in position, and I'm always in the talk for a title shot. So I don't worry too much about. He said he's going to do it. He's going to take it away. I haven't spoken to him personally. He haven't looked me in the eye, man to man, and say, "Tyron, you're fighting for the world title." And we got to realize they already have a world title set up. So that would mean after the next fight, unless somebody would happen to come up injured or fail a drug test or something like that. So Israel is still kind of new to me, so I really haven't accepted it yet. But next couple of days, next week or so, I'll have some better answers.
You keep yourself kind of in position, in shape.
Oh, for sure.
just in case something happens between now and January?
Yeah, I had already had plans if I made it through this fight with minimal injuries to get back in training. I'm going to find a little apartment in Milwaukee because I really like training at Rufus Sport as well. So I have my ATT that I own in St. Louis. I got Coconut Creek, Florida to train in, and now I also have Milwaukee. So I have 3 pretty significant training facilities to stay ready. So I'm going to get right back in there, start working on some things. There was some really cool techniques and stuff that I didn't get an opportunity to work because it just don't make sense to throw out, the Kishishenko against a really, really tough opponent and a really, really meaningful fight. So now I can play around, have a little fun, get closer to my black belt in jiu-jitsu with the gi, and I'll be in shape and I'll be ready.